Let's do it. Alrighty, here at the bottom right hand corner of the map, we have our red Terran player playing for the CranKy Ducklings. It is NeO.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the ex-Dominica's esports player, currently teamless, currently still Pakistani. It is old mate Razer. AKA RazerBlader. And yeah, honestly, he's a pretty terrifying Terran player. I know he's like 6k on EU. It's pretty good, pretty solid. Again, he competes amongst the other Oceanic and rest of Asia players in DreamHack, especially this year. But he didn't have the deepest run. We'll see how he compares to someone from Latin America. So I'm interested in. Hey, be happy, I got you a TvT.
Yeah, I'm expecting a Protoss game. That was Protoss third game. Honestly. You know. No Terran players here, haha. Oh, that SCV was just like, get out of my way.
Yeah, there wasn't even a bonk, you just shoved them aside.
Okay. Interesting that both players are going for the full wall first. I don't know. I kind of just, you know, I make my factory first, then the supply depot. But neither players are going for the expansion quite yet, getting their factories first right away. I'm fairly certain both players are going to get a starport right away as well. Trying to play it super safe. You know, neither players want to get kind of cheesed out.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
really cheesed out, but you know, just I guess build order lost out.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes sense. And even though we saw NeO being like really like cheeky in his TVP, he plays TvT a lot more straight up. A lot more straight up. He does still go mech though. I have to warn everyone here. But you know, everything should be pretty standard. Like we should see like an eventual like Tech Lab and Cyclone and probably a Raven opening here. Should, but we'll see if they do mix things up.
And NeO slightly got the build down faster, so we'll be the first one to get, you know, the Raven out first, which means we'll have more energy, you know, at the end. But if he can't land his, you know, his spells, then what's the point? You know what I'm saying?
True. Something that's interesting to me as he is, you know, doing this very standard opening is that Razer still, there we go. I was about to say he still doesn't have a tech lab, and it does feel a little bit late here. Oh my. Okay.
Okay, Razer.
Ah. Interesting.
He got the second Hellion. That's probably why.
Oh god, and with the second Hellion, we'll see he can easily overwhelm these two Marines, and then maybe he can get some SCV kills.
Oh, see, the Reaper and the Cyclo are trying to do some work. The Cyclo did lock onto one of the Hellions, and they do fall. The trade comes out in NeO's favor, getting rid of Hellions and Reapers, and still keeping his gas units alive. You know, lost one Reaper, but the Cyclone, the more important one, is still alive, which I would say is a win.
Yeah. Very solid opener here from NeO. Again, very safe. We did see that Razer was trying to be a little bit more aggressive there, but that Cyclone came out just in time to lock on and push that away. Oh god.
Okay.
Reaper goes down, but you know what? At least NeO, he saw the opener. He saw all the buildings. He knows what's up.
And at that, it's going to be the most passive game until both players have like 4 tanks and a buttload of Marines, and they're out on the map.
Yep, pretty much. You know, they're gonna.
It's gonna be great.
You're like, yeah, TvT, let's go.
TvT, let's go.
We're gonna
Listen, I
have.
like TvT. Don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, it's fun once you see the positioning game.
Yeah.
After the early game, it's just like whatever. It's just a waiting game at time.
Yeah. And even then, like nowadays, before the mid game, like there's still a period where things can get really scary because both players, they're working on their Raven counts. You know, they can get 2, maybe up to 3 or even more. And then like there are moments where like doesn't matter who has the better positioning. It's all about who, like the spell casting, right? And disabling and like finding these opportunities.
Well, like you said, like NeO going for that mech style play, whereas Raza here is going for bio. It's gonna be one turtley game
from one of these players, right? Like Raza, you know, because he's going bio tank, he's going to be a little bit more active. He's going to be there looking for like a way in or like a weak point in NeO's defenses. As we see, Raza is pushing out across the map. NeO, I love it. He has these Marines fanned out to try and catch anything coming his way.
Do you think if Raza, when he notices it's mech, he's just gonna skip the bio and just go straight here? I would like to see that.
I mean, he scans, he sees.
He sees it. I like how there's a factory just, you know, floating there. It's waiting for that starport to finish that Raven.
Oh god.
It's like hurry it up. But Raza feels like this is his timing. The siege tanks, they're not sieged for NeO quite yet. NeO's trying to get himself a better position, getting on the ramp, and engager is happening. Auto turrets are dropping everywhere. Siege tanks, they're laying on NeO's siege tanks, and NeO calling that GG. Raza takes game 1.
Yeah, GG. The Raven control was not there for NeO. I don't know if you saw, but like he lost all 3 Ravens and he got like 1 auto turret down. Like there was. Yeah. Oh, ay.
What did I say? Like, you know, he might have the faster build order and get more energy, but if you can't land his spells, you're gonna lose. Also, another thing I did notice was that I think he didn't really recognize where Raza was coming from. So he was trying to like position in a way, and then once he did realize where it was, he sieged up too late, and especially on the ramp.
Yeah.
And Raza had that vision and was able to take the first shots right away. Yeah. It's unfortunate, right? It's a positioning game in TvT. That's what it is.
That it is. It's one of those things where I think because when his Marine did go down, I think he was messing around with his factories and like switching add-ons and stuff. So like he wasn't really able to see where the army was. Wasn't able to scan.
It's just the timing.
Yeah.
It's all right. It happens. Everyone gets timinged, you know. Terran players on your creep and you accidentally manually detonate banelings. You know, it happens all the time.
And that's why you unbind that hotkey, mate. That's
why you unbind that hotkey. In the bottom of that corner of the map on Oxide LD, we have our red Terran player who's down 1-0. Needs to bring it back. Playing for the CranKy Ducklings, it is NeO.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Pakistani Terran. He's blue, representing himself. Kura asking, isn't he retired, Kappa? He did announce his retirement a couple of weeks ago. But it's pulling a Tasia. He's back. It is RazerBlader. How many times did Tasia announce his retirement?
I don't really think Tasia announced retirements. I think he announced breaks because he always talks about his wrist, right?
True.
He's like, I'm gonna stop playing, StarCraft because of my wrist. And the people always take that as retirement, right?
Yeah. I just remember that became a meme for a while, where he would like leave and then come back, and then leave and then come back, and then.
Yeah, it's his wrist, man. And he just play other games, like Overwatch.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was really good at Overwatch.
Oh.
From what I heard. I don't know.
I never saw. I don't know if he competed or if he just played.
I think he just played on his off time.
Yeah, we'll see how this shapes out here. I hope NeO isn't feeling too bad about that last loss. Again, it's TvT, right? It's something unique to StarCraft, I found, where like one moment in like a 10-minute game, it comes down to like one split-second moment, and it can all just end then and there. Like that's just how fast-paced StarCraft can be, you know?
Yep, it's very true. Very true.
Which can be.
You can argue that you can fight back and like try to, but it's very unlikely, right?
Yeah. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen with Frost Giant's game as well, because I do know that that's one of the criticisms of StarCraft, and there's the polar opposite of that, which is Brood War, which is a lot more slower, right? Where you can stay on one base a lot longer. You can like fights aren't as decisive. You can win and lose fights and keep winning and losing fights, and the game keeps going. As opposed to StarCraft, where sometimes it can just end after one. So yeah, I'd be curious as to how Frost Giant approached that, and what if they try and find a balance between the two,
Yeah. There's also that what's that other game? I forgot what it was called, but it was with Jack Attack.
Oh yeah, Gates of Pyre, Immortal.
Yeah. Like I mean, Jack Attack's another guy who came from not really came from StarCraft, but like was huge and was really invested in StarCraft too, and like with that RTS that they're building out, that they've noticed that as well, and so it's a lot more slower pace, right? But I feel like it can still be like quite actiony. Like they even mentioned how it's like somewhat similar to Brood War pacing wise, right? Where you have to more take territories or like have good positioning for your fights. You can't just like go face in, head first and hope that you win.
God, speaking of going face first, that's exactly what Razer does. It looks like he'll be able to take down one of these Cyclones. Is it worth it though? Oh god.
Oh, if that Reaper survived, I think he would have had that chance against that Cyclone. Honestly, 2 Reapers and a Cyclone probably can take out 2 Reapers and a Hellion. Probably will take out a Cyclone. Fortunately, that Reaper got locked on and got killed off. And for NeO, his second Cyclone did get replenished. Another one popped out, so he's in a good defensive position. Raza gotta wait for the Ravens and his bio and tank to build up. But they'll send out a Banshee first, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see I don't know if Raza saw the floating racks. So, I mean, he saw 2 Cyclones, so I guess he probably knows that it's going to be mech. That's another, like, funny thing to take note of as well, is that after game 1, he was like, nah, screw this bio tank. Like, just screw this completely. I'm just going full mech straight away off the bat. Second factory, all this, like, mass Cyclone style. I kind of like it. At the same time, it's going to be so difficult to break this tank line.
I'm kind of worried because I think all the Cyclones are across the map, and the Banshee is at the natural now for Raza, and now these SCVs, they're vulnerable. There are Cyclones will come out soon, but 3 SCVs already going down. Once Cyclone finally lock onto the Banshee, but that's already a trade. That's weird.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, almost getting that Cyclone.
The Banshee, it didn't just get 4 SCV kills, it also pulled NeO back. Like, he wanted to be active out on the map, and maybe he would have even been able to catch this army, as it was moving down. He does see it with his Raxes, but yeah, Raza is able to safely get out of his bases and look to try and potentially expand.
Also, one thing I want to note is that Raza did cancel NeO's third with that Banshee as well. Has to be remade.
Yeah, feels bad, man. Much later than it would have liked. We do see a scan from NeO, but again, like, this is already pre-siege. Like, how are you really gonna push into this right now? And thankfully, NeO, like, he is now starting to produce tanks. He isn't doing anything crazy, just staying on Cyclone.
Unless.
Unless. Oh, yo, can he catch anything? Here we go. Here comes Raza. NeO doesn't see. Oh, he catches the end of it.
He's the timing. Once again, Light. It's always the timing. That siege tank got killed off.
Oh my god.
That was bullshit.
Did you get 2 tanks, by the way? He did. He got 2 tanks. Only 2 tanks left. A bunch of Raven energy was wasted as well. The Cyclones are coming back in. He may be able to get a Viking.
Dude, he's gonna get the Vikings and he's gonna get everything that's in the bag. The tanks do siege, however, so this third, oh man, I think this third is actually gonna go down.
It could.
The Vikings and the Marines attacking it as well.
Yeah.
NeO can't really push in because of where the siege tanks are, and oof, this is really bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like NeO, God, as the base, it does go down. NeO has to try and collapse on this. He does have a decent amount of tanks, but again, a lot of them are set up defensively, and ooh, he's actually looking to double expand.
Kind of feel like we were in this position before.
Yeah. God, oh god.
Oh no. Yeah, like you said, like NeO had to collapse somehow, and I feel like
that caught me off guard as well. Ay, Raza with the pre-siege takes out almost every single Cyclone.
I was gonna say he should have set up his siege tank line probably like at the bottom of the ramp, right? So Raza can't move forward or anything, but
the Vikings,
you know, the Vikings, they're landing, but they're fighting against tanks, and they're gonna get cleaned up. Raza, like, just leave. Best choice is just leave. That's fine. It's fine.
Mate, I just want to quickly point out, mate, that unsiege was sexy by NeO, by the way. Like, he unsieged 3 tanks before the Vikings even landed, and he was ready for them.
Predicted it, man.
Oh god. Meanwhile, those CCs have finished up. Immediately NeO, he's trying to expand, he's trying to take his gases, but Raza, he has not let up. He is still here across the map. He wants to try and go for the kill. Siege up first.
It's a lot of tanks from NeO. Kind of like the weirdest position. You know, not really covering the third base and not really being able to reach the tanks of Raza. So had to unsiege, kind of move them. Raza taking a better position and does have the vision with his air unit, so he will always get the first shot.
He will. He does, but you know, those Hellions actually did a very good job for NeO for tanking a couple of shots there. He is trying to like finally establish another base. Raza, he's already getting his up and running. NeO though, like, oh my god, no, the tanks.
Not the tanks! Ah.
Yo, man, he's just going for it. Oh my god.
He's got, what is that? 3, 7, 8 tanks and like Hellions? That's it?
Yeah, mate, you thought that...
I guess it's working.
Yeah, you thought that Bio-Tank was the mobile army? Never mind. Meanwhile, oh my god, Tank, a little bit of an error pathing. Every single SCV is going down, but Raza is looking to try and get on top of this army.
Let's see if he can sandwich in better than how NeO tried to. A lot of reinforcements are getting picked off, and looks like Raza's trying to collapse in. But the tanks, they do siege first for NeO, and the rear side tanks will get all cleaned up pretty much, but we'll trade out for NeO's army.
Yeah, at the same time, the Hellions actually dive into the natural base. They're going to get a lot more SCV kills, and... what was that trade like? Like 20 SCVs went down. Like that was a lot of damage. NeO is well ahead in the worker count, but he lost a lot of tanks.
I would say both players reset their tank count, which is better for Raza technically, right? But you know, both players their tank counts are still going up. They're constantly, you know, resupplying. Okay.
Mate, the big brain, the lib comes in, there's only one form of anti-air, and the disable on the Cyclone.
I'm surprised he didn't kill the Raven. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. Meanwhile, the transform on the tank. Again, NeO, he's dealing a lot of damage here, and again, with only one Liberator, it looks like it was finally dealt with. He's going in.
Oh, Raza's trying to go in, but there are still a lot of tanks here, and Bio's great, but it's not that great.
Oh god, land the Viking, pull the boys! Just after these Marauders are almost dead! Okay, whew.
Like NeO is slightly more ahead, you know, he has the worker count.
He's got the
Right?
bases.
He's got the bases. He's been trading well, like sending Hellions in to get a lot of workers, which is great for him. So his economy is still booming, you know, for his mech army, but Raza's playing Bio doesn't need too much economy to like get a decent sized army for sure, but looks like he's just chilling, trying to replenish his SEV count and hopefully not die in the next 5 seconds.
Yeah, I just really love how active NeO has been this game. Like, it's a bit of a role reversal. Like, the Bio tank player should be doing this, right? Constantly like dropping, harassing, like getting into mineral lines, when really it's been NeO trying to do that with like this clunky like Hellion tank army, and he's been doing a really good job at it. And now we're getting to the point where you know, he's on 4 bases, you know, he's got all these factories, you know, all this tank production. Like, he's getting into a really scary position, and Raz has found himself a little bit behind here. I do like his Liberators though, and his Vikings.
Yeah, he's gotta take control of the air so that you know the siege tanks can't really abuse their huge range. We'll see. NeO did stop real like Viking production, going back into Cyclones. I would like him to get, you know, some kind more of an air presence, but we'll see how he plays this out.
Yeah. Like, Cyclones are decent anti-air. The problem is that, again, typically Liberators are protected by tank lines, and Cyclones can have a really hard time at getting on top of those Liberators and getting that lock on, so it can be a little bit awkward. Meanwhile, yo, this Bioforce is actually finding some damage.
I like it's just a bunch of thugs
Yeah.
keeping the SUVs from going to the fort.
Oh no, the tank! Okay, there's enough.
Oh my god, what is that Bio army?
It's an overstimmed. Where are the medevacs? That's what I want to know.
I don't think he has any, and that's gonna be a huge problem because the
Ooh.
yeah, that just happened.
GG. In a single volley, NeO just annihilated the entire Bio army. There was nothing left. NeO fights back, and we are tied up 1-1.
I want to see that army belly. If you know, StarCraft had realistic, you know, if StarCraft was like, you know, really realistic, right? That's essentially what would have happened.
Yeah.
Bunch of infantry running into artillery fire, you know?
Yeah.
That was sad.
That was horrifying, mate. But you know what? NeO, he did it. He tied up the series. We're going to the ace match. He just messaged me. He's like, well, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect this to be the ace match. The map. Oh my god.
Is that what I think that is?
Hey, that's the smallest map in the map pool, mate.
Oh no.
It's the new submarine.
Oh, they changed their team names now, finally. Okay.
Oh.
Exxon Special, Hot Chicken. Such Star Special.
Yeah. KJ buying it all up.
He's got like a monopoly on like teams. Like,
Now he does, man. Now he does.
yo, they're breaking into the Brood War scene too. You saw?
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, that was a surprising announcement. I was like, really? Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah. It's gonna try. In the bottom of that corner of the map on Beckett Industries LE, we have our red Terran player playing for the Ducklings. It is NeO.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Beckett Industries LE, we have the Pakistani Terran. He's blue, representing himself. It is RazerBlader.
How fast do you think KJ is going to make a team for the Pyre game and the Frost Giant game?
Mate, he's not gonna make the team. He's gonna wait for someone to make a team and then buy it, mate. That's what that's what he's gonna do, mate. Oh my god.
Do you think like the StarCraft 2 teams are gonna have their players play both? Like RTS games? Or
That's
they're just gonna get like new players.
That's a good question. We could see.
Okay, let's say in a universe where like StarCraft 2 is still thriving, right?
Yeah.
Like StarCraft and Brood War, they're still thriving, but then the new games come out as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think players will play both, or they'll just focus on one? Or maybe just like, do you think they'll just hop off like StarCraft games and just go into the new ones?
I don't think they're gonna do both. I think if they did both, it would be like for like the month of release, you know, where they want to feel the game out if they like it, and then we're gonna see them switch only if like pro like league opens up, like an EPT, you know, like an ESL Pro Tour. Then I think we're gonna see people just straight up switch games. We saw that when Warcraft 3 Reforged came out. There were a couple of players who like switched over for a little bit, and then after a while, you know, they either stuck with Warcraft 3 or they came back.
True. I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, it's good. It's. I was thinking of that as well, and I feel like it would be hard to try and compete in both at the same time. I feel like if you did that, you'd probably just be mediocre at both, right? You wouldn't be able to really excel at one.
Yeah, can't really say because I know there's like people in like fighting games that did that.
Yeah,
but it's like can't really say that for StarCraft. Like there's not really a player who's excelling at both Brood War and StarCraft 2, right?
Yeah.
It's two different games.
Mm-hmm. That's like saying, yo, just compete in Valorant and CSGO at the same time. It's like, can you do that? No. I don't know. I don't watch them.
Apparently, the aim's different for both, to my understanding. So if you get used to one, then you're gonna get fucked for the other.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yo, Raza going for this very same opener, going up the ramp. Meanwhile, there's nothing here near. He left.
Who's gonna do more damage first? Ooh. Raza, he's just sending his Reapers in. Gets the SCV making the command center. That one's gone. The SCV making the starport. It finishes, but does get killed off as well. And had to pull the boys. But, you know, here comes NeO. He's back here. He's trying to defend. The micro is good for both players. But NeO does come out on top, getting rid of both Hellions. And Raza just running away with his Reapers.
Yeah, the problem was that NeO, he took a lot of damage and he wasn't able to achieve anything yet with his opener. He is going across the map, but now there's a Cyclone. We've seen Cyclones just shut this down before, and it's going to be really difficult to find any more damage here. He's going to try. Oh.
And NeO, just go home, NeO.
Yeah.
Don't turn around. Whatever you do.
Yeah, exactly. If that Cyclone locks onto anything, it's just dead, mate. So now NeS, and that means like, yo, Raza can even be a little bit more aggressive here. Oh my god.
Oh, the lock-on has been used though. A little bit of a waste, but you know, cooldown does get finished, and oh no, Raza, he's going in. He's getting the Reaper. The Cyclone does try to defend, does get one Reaper, has to run away.
Yeah, after all that, Raza did trade more efficiently there. He only lost 2 Hellions and only 1 Reaper in the end. NeO, he will expand though, but he is a fair bit behind, and this is worrisome because Raza, he has not stopped his macro. Oh god.
Tanks the route. He's got a bit of a Bioforce. He has his Raven. A second Raven will pop out fairly soon. And NeO stopped at 1 Raven too. So Raza will have that Raven advantage. More auto turrets means more win, as we all know, apparently.
Exactly. Raza even like taking a third on location, like this is very bold, and I kind of like it as well. Like he has map control right now. There's no reason not to do this, and now he's pushing out across the map. What I will say is that enough time has passed where thankfully NeO, he has a tank of his own, right? Like he has the defender's advantage. Is it going to be enough to stop this though? Again, like this is very scary from Raza. God, he scans.
Here comes the fight. Does scan, sees what he's against, and auto turrets are dropping. That tank gets melted right away, and this is yeah. GG is called. Raza will move on forward.
Yeah, GG. Like NeO took so much damage early on there. And that's what can happen sometimes on Beckett Industries. You know, it doesn't take that long to get across the map. That's also why I was a little bit surprised that this is where we would have opened up and where we would have ended in this series. But GG. At least NeO did take it to the ace match.
Let's go.